this is Jon Shefsky from Fantasy House Podcast, and also from one of my other favorite podcasts, Robertland Podcast. You might recognize my voice from a bunch of silly characters, because we are silly and we have fun on Robertland. So I hope all the awesome Robertland listeners enjoy a crossover episode. Robert's been on my podcast, Fantasy House, many times. He's been there since the beginning of this podcast, helped me develop it. He's a creative brother of mine, and we have the best time. So I'm really excited. Shefsky here, and welcome to Fantasy House. This is the world's #1 make-believe real estate podcast. I love doing this show because every week we get to go on a guided tour through a different person's imaginary dream home. They're always pushing the limits with mind-blowing houses and weird technologies and magic and all that cool stuff. They make weird, unique rooms. And, I ask them, I'm like, hey, could you come up with appliances and technologies that we don't even have so they can solve your very unique problems? People do that. And really it's just good old fashioned creativity and silliness. Fantasy House Podcast is NSFW. It's not safe for work, although we're super Mr. Rogers inspired. It's a lot more of an adult Mr. Rogers experience. So it's raw, it's honest. We talk about sex, drugs, people's bathroom habits. Sometimes people take us to dark places, and we're all about authenticity and really reigniting that carefree, playful spirit we had when we were 4 or 5 years old. Just fearless exploring of our imaginations and ourselves. You remember that? I love that. I feel like we need that as adults too. And that's what I want to facilitate with Fantasy House. I want to inspire people to explore that again, get that feeling, that little fire lit inside for story time and imaginary make-believe time and just being ourselves. And it really is a great time. In Nathan Hurd's episode, he has a zero gravity room. So you just go in the room, flip a switch, and you're floating around. Jade Catapretta has a lazy river going through her fantasy house that has sexualized dolphins in it. Fifi Dosh has a private hot tub on top of a private mountain in her backyard. John and Tom from Chad Goes Deep, their fantasy house is actually a cloud that floats around like an RV in the sky. So they can go anywhere they want. Nick the plumber, he's got a live studio audience. So when he's with his family and he drops the punchline of one of his dad jokes, he gets a real applause. Joel Jimenez loves to cook, and by the way, is an amazing cook. But in Joel Jimenez's fantasy house, he doesn't want to clean up. He hates cleaning up. Loves to cook, hates cleaning up. Well, he's got a kitchen that washes itself. In episode 94, Mike Ishak's kitchen is just a portal to his aunt's Indonesian kitchen, so he can have ringdang anytime he wants, which I've never had ringdang in real life, but we had it on his episode Imaginarily, and if it's anywhere as delicious as it is fun to say, it's got to be good, right? Ringdang. Jeremiah Watkins did a Halloween episode, and his toilet paper dispenser is a mummy that you just unwrap and wipe your butt with. Nat Baymel doesn't even have a bathroom. Speaking of bathrooms, he simply has a wizard. Anytime you need to go, the wizard appears and just makes your bowels empty. Just abracadabra, poof. Or poop, poop, poof. So cool, right? Every episode is brought to you by me, Jon Shefsky. I am your local Southern California realtor. Not just a fantasy realtor. No, a really real realtor. And I would love to help you with anything real estate related, whether you're thinking about buying a house, selling a house, maybe you're interested in why I love multifamily apartment buildings, any of that. I would love to be of service. And if you're thinking, Jon, I don't care about real estate at all, that's great. But I know you know someone who does. And you got to let them know. You got to say, hey, before you go making any moves, you got to talk to my boy, Jon Shefsky. He's a really real realtor, and he would love to be of service. And I really would. And even if you're not in SoCal, I can still help you because I have a referral network all over the country with some fantastic agents, and it's growing all the time. So check in with me. Let me know, because I got agents in Nashville, in Chattanooga, Austin, Texas, Boise, Idaho, Phoenix, Arizona. I got you covered. And like I said, that list is just growing. So just think of me when you're thinking of real estate. Be like, I'm going to hit Shefsky up before I do anything. Just send me an email, fantasyhousepodcast@gmail.com. I'd love to be of service or help in any way. This episode is super exciting for me because for me, I'm excited, and hopefully my guest, for him, he's excited, and hopefully for our listeners, you guys are excited. We should all be excited together, just sliding around on our chairs, just slipping and sliding because we're all super stoked because Robert Thompson from Robertland is here, and we're going to do his Fantasy House Kitchen. Super stoked. Now, in the words of the great Angelo Bowers, let us do this.
I'm Robert Thompson from the Robertland Podcast, and this is my fantasy kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, let's go to your fantasy kitchen. What does it look like, Robert?
Well, I'm a big fan of like future retro, and I was thinking
the name of a young
like
rapper kid, Lil Future Retro.
Yeah, he just OD'd on cough syrup.
How did
Tragic.
he OD and get his Twitter taken down for being homophobic and dress like such a homosexual all on the same day? Isn't it funny, all these homophobic people that like are super closeted gay? You're like, you're so mad, probably just because you're not living your best life.
Yeah. I mean, they have like parachute pants now with like did you see all those pants that don't go all the way down? Like everyone's like
shorts,
showing the ankle off. You know what I'm saying? Is that shorts or they're shants? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I know you're a fashion connoisseur, Jonathan Tomaszewski. So, you know, I come to you for that stuff.
Thank you.
Which is why I'm wearing these Kanye shades.
A connoisseur than a fascist condor. That's something that once you interact with those things in the Southern California mountains, you're like, I'll be a fashion connoisseur. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Eek a mouse.
So, hey, man, what's the kitchen look like, man? From the inside, from the outside, we're walking in. What is this kitchen, man?
Well, man, that accent is very infectious. It looks like it's got black and white tile. So I'm going just ugly, gross. I mean, you'd see it in your grandmother's your grandma's kitchen, you know, or our parents, like what they grew up with like the. So I'm thinking a black and white tile,
like checkered, like you're in a diner.
Future retro, like a checkered diner. Yeah. Like you could just totally see you being in like the heart of Texas with some dude carrying a pistol, eating some mashed potatoes.
Like the heart of Texas or Glendora, yes.
So there's or Glendora, whichever, or Norco. But yeah, it would have a black and white checker tile, olive green fridge, just gross olive green fridge. But then the table is.
You're not turning me down with olive green, dude. I love olive green. But go on. Okay.
Okay. And so there's also going to be like a pizza oven, like a brick pizza oven with whatever Ninja Turtle you prefer. Like that's how it'll appear. But like it'll be a Ninja Turtle space, and you make the pizzas in the Ninja Turtle space.
Genius and creepy. I have to open Donatello's mouth to shove raw dough into it, and then watch it cook in Donatello's face.
Oh yeah,
Gotcha,
dude. I mean, yeah. So there's that, and then you've got a movie theater popcorn maker. You've got those specs. Those that you get at the movie theaters or like the fast food restaurants with the crazy combos. You can have cherry, whatever you'd like. So you got that, and then the table.
Love that. You're one of those pre-diabetes guys that just loves.
It looks like
those sodas.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's lots of options. If you want like some, organic water, like they were hucking in San Fran a few years ago, you could get that as well. Did you hear about that? The organic water.
Well, I mean, that does seem
they're
like
selling for $100.
Oh,
yeah, it was $100 of unfiltered water, and people were getting sick. They called it organic water.
This is real.
Yeah, so if you'd like that, it's real, dude. Yeah. So if you want to get fish poo-poo water, it's in there. So
our connection is so bad right now with the internet that if anybody took a soundbite out of this, it almost sounded like you just said Israel, dude. Like you were pitching something to me. It's like, you want to know which country we should go to start our chain of ice hockey rinks? And I'm like, I'm not sure I'm tracking. And you're like, Israel, dude. That's the new hashtag, Israel, dude. Also sounds like the name of like a Middle Eastern performer that's trying to cross barriers. Israel, dude. He hangs out with Little Future. Little Future.
It's like the yeah. I love this country. Or that's what's his name? Giannis Pappas? No.
I love Giannis Pappas.
I forget. What's that dude's name?
Giannis Pappas, Yakov Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah. Yes.
What
I love both of them.
In my country, we don't even have vaccine to fight over being forced to take. What a country. In my country, the only masks are worn by the secret police. What a country.
Yeah, well, I was thinking the table would be real fun, and like it looks like you're flying in the clouds. So it's constantly.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that might get nauseating,
No.
but it's my fantasy table.
That's
you
right.
know.
And that's a great quote for a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It might be nauseating, but hey, it's my fantasy. That could apply to the spectrum of pretty crazy fantasies, you weirdo. But yeah,
So
it might make you want to puke. But this is my fantasy here. Oh, I can't wait till we all live in a virtual reality world, and I have to go through Robert's fantasy.
Wear a helmet.
Wear a helmet. I'm wearing an N95 and a helmet from here on out.
Dude, so I was thinking. So you've got the cloud table, and then there's an island, of course. Any kitchen needs an island, but it looks like a tropical island.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, real clever. And then I thought it'd be fun if there's the windows. You know, the outside windows are a window to history, where at any moment in history, while you're eating, you could view, like, if you want to, check out ancient Egypt. Check out, Barstow in the 50s.
Barstow in the 50s?
Whatever. When
Hasn't
Del Taco
changed.
was founded.
They're actually less educated now than they were in the 50s. It's very ironic. Barstow hasn't changed.
You can see the pilgrims, land the Del Taco flag in Barstow.
That's right. I think that is the first Del Taco, right? Barstow?
Yeah.
That's why that's so good still? Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's like the best Del Taco. So,
I think, which doesn't say much. It's the only Del Taco I'll eat at. But yeah. they go crazy on the cheese.
So yeah,
you get a chicken taco there, and it is 50% shredded cheese, and that is how. When it comes to cheese and sour cream, I'm like such a white boy. I'm like, just pour it on there, bro. Pour it on.
Oh yeah.
So
My like Scandinavian, in me probably just loves all that cheese. I don't know if do Scandinavians love cheese? I don't know. They do, right?
Yeah, they're European. They like cheese, and like they eat like chilled like sheep eyeballs twice a year for like some sort of celebration to the Norse gods. They're a small part of the pagan culture that somehow, like, some of the weird stuff did survive in some of those Scandinavian areas. Some of them, but I don't know much about history, geographics, or anything basically. So I'm probably wrong. But yeah, they eat meatballs at IKEA. That's all I know.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking of cheese curds and, like, the Packers with the Schmegma helmets that they have there in the stadium.
You kind of turned me off after that part, but the cheese curd part I like. Schmegma helmets.
Schmegma cheese helmets.
God help you. If anyone ever hires you as a restaurant consultant. Who put Schmegma helmets on the menu? What the fuck are we paying this guy for? It's the cheese curds, guys. I'm just having fun with it. Okay, so we got a table where we're sitting in the clouds. We're looking out the window. We're watching history. There's all of our ancestors suffering, living shitty lives, so that we could be here complaining about organic water. And
yeah, well, I mean, you could see, while you're eating your Cheerios, you could just look at like a Dimetrodon or like a pterodactyl. Just
that's awesome. I was going to ask you, like, what are we seeing? As if, just like we used to in old Fantasy House episodes when we go to you'd be like, I have a theater. I'm like, well, what are we watching? For you, I'm like, what are we seeing? We're seeing dinosaurs outside. That's kind of cool. Maybe it's beyond kind of cool. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. Because I've always wanted to see, like, a big piece of me wants to hope that there's like a woolly mammoth somewhere, like just in the world, like it's like hidden in, Rialto or.
It's on the moon base. The Nazis have it there where they've been working at the vaccines. Yep.
Oh shit, that makes total sense, dude.
Yeah.
I can see that now.
Dude. Welcome to Fantasy House guest host Sam Tripoli. bro, you don't even understand half of it, bro. Okay, so freaking, I'm watching a pterodactyl rip up a screaming prey dinosaur as I sit down at the table. I'm imagining we're eating. Obviously, pizza is one of the things because we put the pizza in Donatello's mouth, right?
Yeah. You could eat pizza. You could. Well, I was.
What's our fantasy meal? What do we have?
So the fantasy. Before I forget, the kitchen. And I got this from the old House of the Future at Disneyland, which is like an old school attraction.
The Carousel of Progress.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the Carousel of Progress, yeah. So
didn't that have the House of the Future?
One of those things, and No, it was also one of them. I don't think we grew up with Carousel Progress unless we went to Disney World, because Carousel Progress was. It was, yeah. Okay, well then, yeah, you probably went on it because it was at Disneyland.
I made my pilgrimage to Mecca many times.
Okay, yeah. Well,
I have memories of the best cheeseburgers ever too. They had some really good cheeseburgers in the American eateries in.
Oh yeah, and the American Pavilion. I bet they do, man.
Oh, so great! How's the food so much better at Disney World? But
yeah,
what was so hard about it? Just ship it to both spots, man. They make it killer at both spots. You go to Disneyland, you get a cheeseburger, and you're like, this is worth about $1.20. And you go to cheeseburgers in Paradise, as me and Jimmy call it, cheeseburgers at Disney World. Fucking write home about it, dude. Send an email to your friends, a mass email.
Oh yeah,
I mean a full mail with a photo.
No, it is delicious, man. I love the Carousel Progress and like House of the Future, all the old retro future stuff.
Yeah,
because House of the Future,
version of the future, it was good.
Yeah. It was based in the year I was born in '86. That was the House of the Future. Was based in '86.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
and they had all this.
Missing the mark.
I know, dude. They had all this plastic stuff. Like they actually kind of predicted the future with like everything being heavy with plastic.
Yeah.
Because we use plastic so much. But they had a cool feature that I would like at my fantasy kitchen, which was you can choose the smell of the room, which
I love it.
It could be like rose if you prefer rose, or maybe like a sea salt, kind of smell.
I like to eat my pizza in a room that smells like
so. Yeah.
If I was on Star Trek, I'd be like, computer, make the room Badissi smell and raise humidity to 98%.
Yeah.
I want to have a post-sex meal without having sex. That actually would be a crazy LA restaurant, dude, called like post-sex or pillow talk or something like that. And it's just like super humid. It smells like Badissi in there, and like everyone's just smoking cigarettes and just eating stuff together, listening to MP3s together.
Yeah, but the tables are beds. That'd be great.
Oh, dude, yeah, tables are beds. You're eating in bed, eating like a slob, but you can only stay for like 15 minutes, and then it's like next couple, because it's time for you guys to go outside and start fighting again. But that 15 minutes of endorphin rush.
Yeah, and they've got the speedy takeout where it's like it's just a quickie. They got the quickie counter.
Yeah, the pickup counter, like it's just like it's got the spritzers from Magic Mountain, like just spraying the water on you, and then that smells like Badissi. Takeout. Okay, get back to the
I love it, man. I love it.
Okay.
So I was thinking you could choose the smell, whatever you'd like.
Yeah.
Gasoline, Play-Doh, whatever you prefer. So there's that, and then for the fantasy meal, I was thinking. I'm a pretty big movie guy. I'm a big movie buff. I was thinking it would be kind of fun to have the appetizer for my fantasy meal be popcorn and snacks like snow caps or whatever. So for your appetizers, the room, dude. So the room goes dark, and your table turns into a big movie screen. And then your chair can turn into like a relaxing recliner, like from Bridgestone. The ones you never buy at the mall.
No, I'm thinking about the Schlang chair the Schlang chair from Tim and Eric's $1 Billion Movie. You know that one, right?
Oh yes.
Dude, I want one of those. Kamel, Liz, and I want one of those in our house one day. Like that is a goal.
Oh, dude, dream. Yeah, so like one of those, real comfy, gives you massage, whatever. And then you got, if you don't have any guests, you have the option for hologram friends to join you while you're eating your appetizers. Like say if Kamel
this is a fantasy house written by a man who has been living through a pandy. It's like, you can just have like some digital guests that won't transfer a deadly virus to you. Just to keep you company.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be virus proof. Yeah, so you could have. Whoever you want to join you, and
who would we have? You and me are sitting there. We're filming our episode. Who's coming in as a hologram?
Oh, dude, all the old any of my old amigos that could join us. You could get you know, there. Yeah, Kamel, Paul Nakanishi.
Yeah. Oh my God, Paul. Just so our listeners know,
you know,
so our listeners know, we had like a real freaks and geeks childhood of like just eccentric characters, and some of our friends are hilarious, not because they're trying to be funny. They're like people, especially in yours and Kamel's class, which is a little bit younger than me. Like your group has just like deadpan, where you're just like, this is just a funny person. Like you're just watching a fly on the wall. You're like, this is how this person like literally interacts and does stuff. And Paul is one of those guys who's super funny, not trying to be. And yeah, I just wanted to give a little idea of our listeners.
No.
Paul Nakamichi is like, he's just hilarious. And he's a great dude. And we joke that he's also a murderer because he's like such a nice guy that we're like, he probably kills people when we don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'd like to see his porn history and his credit card receipts just to know if anyone's listening to this at the NSA, like, just keep an eye out on him. Don't let him hurt himself or others. He's a good guy. Okay. So
no, I kid. From Paul listens to this.
Oh, it's great.
I totally forgot.
Shout out to Paul. I hope you like Paul. Paul would just laugh at that and probably do the Steve Buscemi and Billy Madison, be putting some lipstick on and cross our names off the kill list.
I love. Yeah, Paul's the best. Yeah.
So what are we eating? Give us a fantasy meal now, Robert. Like, what are we really eating here? Like, we got to end this episode like on the feast that we're gonna have. So we're having pizza, obviously.
Yeah, the appetizers are just the trailers. You're watching like old movie trailers. Yeah, and then it'll turn into like a real dim lit steakhouse. And it
sounds so bad, dude, with the connection right now. It sounds like you said a real dimwit steakhouse.
Real dopey ass steakhouse.
They're pretty much all dopey, unless you go to like the upscale ones, and then those ones are overpriced. So you're either dopey $50 a steak, or $150 and not super dopey. But a dimwit steakhouse. Okay, so it's like dim lit 1960s steakhouse style.
Yeah, so you have a bear feed you, like he brings you like a bear waiter with like a Fez hat. Yeah. Yes, from West Hollywood. No,
I would have my friend Cole, who's not gay,
an actual bear, or maybe both of them together.
I think I'd have my friend Cole. My friend Cole would come feed me. He'd be like, "I'm not a bear." I'd be like, "Yeah, you are. Yeah, you'll realize it eventually. You're a bear. Just feed me. You just put the pizza."
So
in
I was. Yeah, you can come out with like a muzzle. No, but they'll come out and they'll bring you the dinner. So what I was thinking is just it's garlic mashed potatoes.
Yummy.
But when you have it, you'll be it's kind of like right when the edible hits and you're just feeling like so right when that yeah, I'm new to this whole marijuana world, so mashed potatoes have such like a texture that I feel like you're almost in clouds. You're eating clouds, It's like those things are just garlic mashed potatoes, and then Kobe beef, like medium rare, just fucking pink, delicious steak.
Yes.
And then they'll bring you spumoni. But when they're bringing you spumoni, it's a breakdancing bear. So it'll be like doing some breakdance shit, just because it's just like the best, dude. When you're entertained and eating food, times it's such a genius. It's such a genius thing to like watch these knights fight while you're eating, some chicken and some bangers and mash and shit. It's just. It attacks all the senses,
It's super interesting. It's actually overwhelming.
Dessert
it's actually overwhelming. Like, I don't like watching TV while eating as I've gotten older, and I like to just have music on, and anything else. It actually it
takes away.
I guess the best way to explain it is overwhelming. It's one of those things where I'm like, am I autistic? Because I check off so many of those weird little boxes, and that's one of them where it's like a fingers on a chalkboard at some point where I'm just like, I can't taste the food the way that I can't focus. And it makes me uneasy. But
I like that.
I'll let you do that.
I love, though? What's funny is I do love dinners alone. When you just have privacy, it's so nice. So you do have that option.
I do love dinners alone because other people suck. I like to eat my dinner by myself. And then I don't have to give a fuck. Eat my dinners alone. Don't matter that I got no one to bone. 'cause I'll sit right here alone on my throne. You can call me Joan. That's my trans name, Joan. My friend Gretchen used to call me that, Joan. All right, that was my horrible country song, but it was worth.
I love it. Well, yeah, I was thinking, if you do see, I like the dim lit because you feel kind of like you're in your own space.
Agreed.
It's just very, and so you've kind of got like that peace of mind and piece of steak. And so I was thinking for the dessert, dude, is where the restaurant turns into a minecart ride, and you're on a train for the dessert.
Yes.
And so the train is like a ride, and it's a dessert train. So you'll get during the ride, it's a chocolate fountain. Like there's a chocolate waterfall, and during the course of the ride, you get different marshmallows or things to dip into chocolate.
Yes.
For the train ride. It's just a candy ride. But at the end, you get a giant bowl of spumoni. And
oh my God.
Yeah, so dude. Great. It'll be. Yeah, and there'll even be like a Yeti that like barfs chocolate at you. It's just gonna be fun, dude. That's what we're doing here.
Oh my God, dude, this has been amazing. This is why I love making this show, because it's so out there and so weird, and you brought it. I love it, dude. Thank you so much for taking us on that little tour of your kitchen and then that experience of a meal. Oh my God, I'm gonna use this. I just can't wait to. I'm gonna send this episode to people and they're like, "You want to go out for dinner?" I'll be like, "Yeah, this is how I eat." Just by the way. Or next time anyone in my family goes like, "How do you want to celebrate the so and so or the anniversary or the birthday?" I'll be like, "Oh, just listen to this episode. You'll understand. That's how I want to celebrate."
Yeah. Dude. No, it's been so fun.
Buttery slice of focaccia bread. Shaped like Dr. Anthony Fauci's face. Oh, dude.
I'm sure a lot of people would love to eat him.
No, I meant it in a friendly way.
Like just take all their aggression out. Like, well, it is.
They want to eat. They want to eat Dr. Fauci. They're like, the guy who told me to keep my family safe during this pandemic, I'm gonna kill him and own the libs. I'm like, okay, you're making less and less sense by the week. The culture wars. We can discuss the culture wars while we're eating our wonderful steak. Where should people find you? Obviously, I think we talked about on this podcast, on this episode, Robertland. I mean, amazing podcast that I'm just blessed that you allow me to be part of, and it's freaking so much fun.
Yeah, new season coming. Super excited. Just everywhere, Robertland Podcast, Instagram, all that stuff. YouTube, we've got 2 YouTube channels. You're going to watch the show. If you're going to listen to the show, it's on all those platforms. So, yeah, dude, it's a real surreal, silly, nostalgic, fun time. And this is great, John. Thanks for having me again, dude.
Thank you for making the time to do this, dude. You're a busy man doing so much cool stuff. I just #blessed guest to get to hang out with you and do this. So thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you, John.
And everybody listening, guys, thank you guys so much. The Robertland listeners, I love you guys. And again, I'm so grateful to get to be a silly goofball on Robert's Genius podcast. The podcast is so freaking cool. So thank you guys for joining us on this. Please subscribe to Fantasy House. Just hit the subscribe button. Check out our episodes and give us a review. I mean, I know you love creative, weird stuff because you love Robertland. And I feel like this show is just going to continue to hopefully help inspire people to just take a break from your day and from our crazy culture and all this shit that you got to do, and just close your eyes and pretend like you're 5, dude, and just get creative. Come up with weird stuff. There's no consequence here. Just do it. Come up with your own fantasy house in your own life and with your friends and families and lovers, and just play, make believe, and have fun. And to all of our regular Fantasy House listeners, guys, thanks so much. Go ahead, hit the share button, send this episode to someone. Just send it to them. Break the ice. It's a great way to say what's up to people and be like, hey, check this shit out. Just send them a link to this episode. And if you haven't already given us a review, go ahead, give us a review. And have a great day. Be silly, have fun. Let's get through this pandy. It might be a little bit till we're through it. Get after it.
Heck yeah.
Go get some. Adapt and overcome. We're going to make it through this pandy, come out even stronger. We'll all be Frenching in no time. All right, guys. Be silly, have fun. Mwah.
Fuck yeah, dude.